Boys and girls, welcome to my channel, I'm Classic and welcome to BenchART. So for today, and I was almost forgetting to do this is Trackmania 2020 on my GT 740M, which is equivalent to the GT 920M. So this game it is developed by Nvidia, which is exactly the same developers that were behind all Trackmanias available, or any Mania game. There was even a Shoot Mania game out there, but kind of never got really too much people playing it. But yeah, these guys are pretty much the owners of Mania stuff. Alright, but I think Trackmania always was the biggest deal for them. I knew Trackmania in 2020, 2003, 2004 I guess, and it was a hell of a game. It was entirely free to play, but now that game just gone dead, and now we have this one. So like I was telling you, I decided to test the game on the GT 740M to see how it performs. I mean, the graphic card it is quite old and weak at the moment. It can't run all the AAA titles, and when it does with very low resolution, sometimes tweaks. But when it comes to AAA, I mean, when it comes to esports games, usually stuff are less demanding. And so as you can see, I'm playing this game with native resolution. I'm using the very fast presets. And I disabled the forward anti-aliasing, which is MSAA, and I'm just using FXAA plus anisotropic filtering 4 times. So the results that I had with these settings, it was 51 frames per second with an average of 66 with a maximum of 82. So if you want to get some more frames, you can actually reduce a little bit the anisotropic filtering or reduce the resolution or both from the native resolution to 720p to get some small boost in performance. But that's about it. I think it's pretty playable. It's a shame that it gets under 60 frames per second, but the game, even with the lowest settings possible, it actually performs quite great. Although on the video things look a little bit juddering and stuttering all over the place. This is because I'm playing with borderless. I have done that just because I wasn't being able to record with full screen for some reason on this game. And playing with borderless not only adds input lag to the game, it actually for some reason while recording have this strange behavior of being stuttering and jittering all over the place. I can assure you that playing this game normally at full screen and without recording, the performance, despite the frame rate, will be just slightly better. What will happen really is that it won't be feeling this jittering and stuttering all over the place. It is smooth, alright? You can clearly notice the drops below 60, alright? But it isn't really that bad as you can see in here, alright? That's what you should know. And even if that happens to you, if you are getting this type of experience, you can also try to reduce texture resolution from high to medium, but I would drop that setting as late as possible, since textures is what really makes the tracks beautiful, and that's pretty much about it. So what I do think is that the game, even with the lowest settings possible, it looks really pretty, as you can see. I mean, we still have shadows on the cars, we have shadows on the environment. Shaders, despite are on the lowest qualities, you can still see the specular effect of the sun. You still get volumetric clouds, so you get a ton of stuff in here that it wouldn't really need to be necessary to be here on the lowest settings, but they are here and the game looks great anyway. So now about the game. Trackmania concept, it is not new. It is all about riding cars, this type of cars I mean, with super fast environments and impossible tracks with all rides and loops. It have been a concept since 2003 when I felt in love with the game initially. I remember trying my first Trackmania game, Trackmania Stadium, in 2003, and I didn't have internet connection at the time. And I thought I was really good with that game, and I really loved the visuals at the time, and all the entire concept. It was something new, you know, something like Hot Wheels, and I wanted something like that at the time. And it was amazing, and I thought I was pretty good, but then I got an internet connection, and then I discovered that I simply suck at playing Trackmania. But still, I always loved the game, I always loved the franchise. I played hundreds and hundreds of hours of Trackmania Stadium. on the PC at the time. And it was a free-to-play game, entirely free-to-play, nothing was paid at the time. Then Trackmania 2 came out and every stuff was paid about that game. I ended up buying Trackmania 2 Canyon, and despite I always had players to play with, I didn't add friends, and I couldn't convince friends to buy Trackmania 2 Canyon or any other version of Trackmania 2 because people didn't want to pay for something that before it was free-to-play. And then Ubisoft decided to revitalize the series now in 2020 with new blocks, new stuff, day events, you know, a ton of stuff that usually makes the games nowadays something free to play, like objectives per day or tracks per day, leagues and stuff like that. Although Ubisoft decides to take the approach to not making the game entirely free to play. I mean, the game is free to play, it's not going to ask you to buy the game anytime, but there are some stuff that are free to play that, I mean, that aren't really included on the free to play package. That doesn't make any sense to me. For example, the most shocking thing for me, it is the text chat. The text chat on this game, it isn't really available for people that are using the free to play version, also known as Starter Edition. So what happens really is that you can't write on the text chat if you don't pay. For me, it doesn't make any sense at all. I think it's a stupid move, in my opinion, from Ubisoft. They should really unlock this. I mean, it's just a simple text chat. What the hell? I mean, paid users can obviously text chat and you can see their messages, but you can't write them. Doesn't make any sense at all. So you have two packages for this game. In fact, you have 3 different packages, but 2 of them are the same. But you have kind of 2 different packages. One is the standard version where you need to pay 10 euros or 9.99 each year. So it's a subscription based game. You pay 10 euros and you get access pretty much all the stuff to the game, including tracks of the day, sponsored leagues, and you know, you can edit your replays. Yes, because on the free-to-play version you can't edit replays, something that it was available previously on all Trackmanias. You can't now do it on the free-to-play version. What the hell? So you need to pay to edit replays or to use text chat or to join something like leagues and championships. But aside from that, you have it all on the free-to-play version. So the standard version costs 9.99 per year. But you also have a club access which costs you 30 euros per year or 29.99. Alright? This club access, the only thing that gives you more, it is access to custom skins for club-based skins, and you can get access to create or join clubs. So if you are not going to create or join any club on Trackmania, this club access is actually irrelevant because it adds nothing more than that. The club access also have a different way to pay. For example, you can pay for 3 years for 59.99 or 60 euros, alright? But again, the club access, it is only exclusive for people that wants to join a club or create their own club and create their own skins. The standard edition also enables you to create and import your own skins, and you can create custom skins and stuff like that. But on the free-to-play version, for example, you can't import skins. So if you can't import different car sets or anything like it. The only thing you can do, and it is pretty good, it is actually painting the car with different tones than having your flag of your country. There are also other things that you can do with the free-to-play version, like for example creating local matches. This is something that you can do, or play custom tracks in local servers created by you. So if you find custom tracks in this game, you can't create the servers or local servers for them, or you can't play them locally. For that you need to pay. So for me, there is a ton of stuff that doesn't make any sense at all. They are blocking tons of stuff for a game that was always free to play. I understand that they want to make money out of Trackmania, and despite all these limitations from the starter edition, the free-to-play edition, I still enjoy a lot the game and the way that they did bring back the game. The new blocks are defying, alright? They are kind of very complicated, hard to adapt. There are tons of stuff like the trigger slow motion, or you have reactor moments which you can throw your car flying. So there are tons of stuff in here like ice, dirt, a lot of new stuff into this game, which makes it very interesting. So if you want to download this game, just go to Uplay or Epic Store. Well, that's another stuff because this game it isn't available on Steam, exclusive to Uplay or Epic Store. Just go to one of these stores and download the game. It is only 1 GB of space, pretty much 2 GB of space, and I'm pretty sure you will have fun playing this game. Alright, so guys, I think that's all that I want to talk about Trackmania 2020. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the video. There is not too much to have at the moment, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.